Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight.
Let's go! Let go! Third! Let go! Super Kick Party!
Yeah, pay the money for that.
No one.
And of course, you're gonna get the Hoppin' Skin. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the AEW Dynamite Sidecast here. Oh my God, I'm so behind myself on my head. Let me quickly. There we go. Now let's do this, and there we go. Hopefully, you guys can see me now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting night of AEW wrestling coming up tonight. We've been talking about this the last few weeks here. We are on the we're on the road to Revolution. This is where we get that you know you're on a trip with a kid, or somebody who's very impatient, and you get them in the back seat. They're like, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" I think we're about to get to that point right now where we're starting to wonder, are we there yet? And we're still a month away. Like March 3rd is Revolution, and today is January 31st. So got at least 4 more Dynamites left before we get the pay-per-view. Hell no, we got 5 because they got 7, 14. No, we got 4. My bad. We got 4. Just the Thursday's the one where they get the extra day this year, so that makes sense. But yeah, tonight's going to be a fun episode. Once again, we have the either greatness or car crash that is Jeff Hardy, as he's going to be taking on Moxley. We got, I know they're calling it dealer's choice. I'm calling it pick your poison. Hangman Page, in a very somewhat surprising move to me, Swerve Strickland picked Toa Loa from the Gates of Agony as Adam Page's opponent tonight. I would have thought, just to screw with the commentators, I would have went with Brian Cage. And then we could have saw some real rage. And just take that Page, which once we again just run the same thing over again. But yeah, we're on the road, and you're gonna see Hangman Page pick an opponent for Swerve, which I didn't read on social media who that's gonna be yet. And then also tonight we're getting Deonna Purrazzo versus Taya Valkyrie. So, and that should be a humdinger of a match. 2 people that have worked ROH together, 2 people that were in Impact together. I got a feeling this one's going to be a lot of fun. I know the last time that Taya was on TV, it was a little rough for her in her match with Britt Baker. It just didn't feel comfortable being out there. It just looked a little clunky at times. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of stories they can come out of this, because they really do have the ability to have a lot of momentum going on right now. And I hate to say it's because of a negative on the other side, but I think overall everything's going in a positive direction on all fronts when it comes to wrestling right now. We got WWE going well. We got Impact going crazy right now. They just announced that Mustafa Ali is joining them for a little while. New Japan, well, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to focus on some of the stars that you already have on your roster and start elevating talents. Hey, you know what? If they could do it during the Attitude Era, I can't see why you can't do it here in New Japan here as well, because that's essentially what they're going to have to do. I don't know if Japan has the money or the real wanting to add in extra talents from abroad, or a plethora of talents. But that Okada is going to hurt. And before anybody gets panicked about it, and I want to quote him, if you haven't read yet, there has been confirmed reports that Pro Wrestling Tees has been instructed to take all their Okada shirts down. And everybody automatically thought that it was because he signed with WWE, because that's typically what happens with indie wrestlers when they get signed. They have to get their Pro Wrestling Tees and A merch off there, and it goes into the WWE wash, which is now powered by Fanatics. So, but in this case, it's because these shirts that there were on there are specifically branded to New Japan Pro Wrestling. So they can shut down this store today and tomorrow come out with a brand new Okada store with all his stuff on there that's uniquely his. I don't think there's going to be a single problem with that. My personal feeling is he's going to end up in AEW. He just has too many personal relations there. I think in many ways, based on... Here's another side effect of what happened last week. Free agents, while there are a few that are going to be working there without a problem, I would think anybody that's going to seriously sign there is going to wait until everything comes down with the 3 different lawsuits, because a lot of people don't realize that the lawsuit is also against WWE that this lady has put up. It's not just Vince, it's WWE as well, because how much do you get to tell? And the fact that Ari Emanuel has said that he might just clean house, and he's done it before they end up losing any sponsors. I feel that a lot of key free agents are going to they're going to wait it out. Nobody has to sign at any time, right? And besides, anybody that signs to WWE, unless it's an Okada, unless it's a Monet, unless it's somebody that they feel is going to bring instant star power to an event, they're not going to get on the WrestleMania card. Like, I think the one exception we've had for that in years is Cody. And that was just pretty much everybody knew about it already, so... Sorry, I just wanted to get a... there was a note that just came to me I had to forward there, but... Yeah, I don't think there's anything I really need to say about what happened last week. If you've seen my social media, you could see what my feelings are on this. Triple H, as much praise as he's gotten for changing the roster, changing everything around, his response that he came up with on Saturday has lost a lot of brownie points with a lot of people, including myself. And you would think a lot of fans will have his back if Ari wanted to get rid of him. You know, after a response like that, he's going to have a ton of fans, but, you know, there's going to be a lot of them that are just going to say no. Like, there's no need for you to be there if that's the kind of attitude you're going to have about dealing with these situations. I understand fully. Like, we can get into it real quick here because Dynamite's starting in about 2 minutes here. You can easily say I have no comment about it or whatever. Like, I can't talk about it. It's under investigation, blah, blah, blah. But just to say that I'm downright ignoring it, moving on to something else, and want to focus on something else, that's like your teacher showing you the results of an exam, and she wants to help you correct your mistakes, but you don't even want to look at them. You just want to realize that you got 80%. Now that's good enough. Good enough just isn't good enough anymore. I think that's one lesson we've learned throughout the weird of wrestling these days. Hell, with the quality of wrestling that's been coming up, that's definitely one case here that is the focus here. Just good enough isn't good enough. Everything is just that much better now. So, but as we're getting close to the start of the show, just want to say thank you to everybody for stopping by here. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, if you're on YouTube, there is a little bar that comes up right now that'll indicate where our gaming channel is. Please feel free to click that and just hit subscribe there. It'll show you every single gaming video we pull out, we do one a day. And all of them are, well, they're all pretty good quality here. We got Jules and Crowder and myself. We're all working together on this. As we fire up Dynamite here, the intro's coming out. So yeah, like I said, the usual graphic that they have out every week wasn't available when I was looking an hour ago. But here's the other thing that I found. Tonight is supposed to be the introduction of the rankings once again. So I still feel that rankings in wrestling are iffy at best. Oh hell. So tonight's going to either be great or it's going to crash and burn right off the bat. I got a feeling that Moxley is going to pull Hardy through a great match no matter what. Because that's what he does. So they've actually hit it looks like they got a smaller venue for this, which I really don't mind. One, two, three. Hey, Eric, how you doing here tonight? I hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope everything's going well for you. I hope life's treating you good. As with everybody here, like, we're just out here to have some fun. Oh, Hechicero, okay. And Mystico, you know, that was actually a really good story last week. Last time Mystico was in town, he didn't want to do the job, so they had to alter the match that he was scheduled to be on. I guess he was part of a he was supposed to be in a one-on-one match. They had to change it to a tag because he didn't want to take a pinfall at all. Which I'm really surprised that Tony Khan's willing to work with him again. Steady day at work. Hey, you know what? A steady day at work is better than not a non-existent day at work. So every week that Jeff Hardy is on here, his entrance when he does that, let's face it, that stupid dance to start off, he's doing less and less of it every time. It's just a little bit less, but he's doing one step less every time. Now he just gets into the pose and then leaves. And how am I today? I'm good. I watched the Sony State of Play and was highly unimpressed that I wasted an hour of my life. At least I was able to eat supper while I was watching it. So for those that are wondering, yes, I do eat supper at 3 o'clock on AEW Dynamite nights. Then I have a little snack after we're done here. So, when it's this warm out, you got to use the barbecue outside, and it's one of the running jokes I have here. My barbecue is a George Foreman grill that I leave outside all year, and end up throwing in some steaks and some potato salad. So, crowd sounds into it tonight. Now, here's a question for you, chat. I don't think so, but did Jeff and Dean Ambrose ever face off in the Fed? I don't think so. For the time that he was there, I don't think there was much of a interconnection there. So, I love how. All right, so commentator's tip here. Moxley, they just announced that the rules are going to be a little more laxed here. That's Excalibur covering for why this isn't a DQ already. I would say 95% chance that that was just a straight cover by Excalibur. Which is hilarious if you ask me. Because let's face it, it's Moxley. He's going to have crazy stuff like that. So in terms of dives and stupid maneuvers, who would have put Moxley any time ahead on the card compared to Hardy? All right, that's got to hurt. Mr. Vic, how the heck you doing tonight, sir? Folks, if you ain't following HPC Bad Guys, make sure you do. Every Thursday night, they get on here and talk about a whole lot of wrestling. And I love a lot of their takes, and I love harassing their takes once in a while as well. So, on Jeff's entrance, did it say first one-on-one in the business? I didn't see that, but it might be the first one-on-one. Well, one-on-one against Moxley, maybe. And doing well. I'm doing good. Like, it's a nice breath of fresh air to get in here, and the biggest controversy isn't involving AEW this week for once. Because frankly, it used to be every week used to be the what AEW star is causing problems. Nobody's topping that up today.
But I'm better than you. And you know it.
Ahoy, Mike, keeping this sub going with more consistency than CM Punk's triceps. First you get that, then you get this. Thank you, Zodiac. That is 23 months. That's almost 2 full years. I can't believe I've been streaming this for almost 2 years. How the hell are you guys doing today? How are you doing, Zodiac? I hope you're doing well. Myself today, I watched the Sony State of Play. Was watching a few videos detailing a few things coming up. Making some plans, editing some videos. Oh yeah, and I got my toilet changed today because I was full of crap. I'm sure that's something you guys wanted to hear about today, you know. So yeah, we're talking about Toa Liona as the pick for Strickland, which personally I would have picked Cage, but and Wardlow's going to take on Kommander. All right, well that's going to be a yeah. Not much here trying to find to play games I'm supposed to be talking about. Nah, never enough time to talk. Never enough time to get all the games in you want. Like I know myself. Like I make the decision after the stream on Monday, I'm gonna have to go down to story mode from regular on Horizon Zero Dawn because I was sitting there for an hour trying to get through certain areas and it doesn't feel like it's not good streaming to have everything sitting there just replaying trying to beat it all the time. Also, Hangman, okay. So they didn't announce it for the main. That's cool. All the luchador can't be that far from New Orleans to Mexico in this case, huh? Probably just one plane flight, but I digress. But oh, here we go. I had a feeling that the AAA guys would be showing up here tonight, mere for the fact that the big talk from the Rumble for the actual Rumble show is the fact that Jordan Grace showed up for the Women's Rumble, and apparently that's not a one-off anymore. That there is a possibility there might be some cross-branding. So I had a feeling that, you know, you're going to have somebody out here to counterbalance what happened there. All right, we got our first picture-in-picture of the night here, so. But yeah, I didn't get a real chance to throw out my thoughts of the Rumble. The show was good. Wasn't great. The Women's Royal Rumble I found was better than the men's. Whoa, Zodiac, there you go. 16,000 total so far. How the Ref Would Book Challenge, we got it at 49,700 out of 150,000. So we are almost 1/3 of the way raised. For you that are new here and want to checking things out, your little payoff points, the little me with the flex muscle there at the bottom there, those points go toward, you can put those points towards either sound alerts or different things that I've listed there, or you could donate your points to this group cause where I'm going to be making up a how Mike would book video on some topic of your guys' choosing here, which once I get that to 150,000 points, and I got to get the teleprompter so I can work it load a little better here. So if you're interested at all, feel free to add them in. You can add up to 2,000 points a day on there. So the Brawl for All, hey, Vic, if we get there, what I'm actually going to be doing, and I'll get into a little bit more details since we're about 1/3 of the way there, and we're going to get there eventually. In our Backbreaker Discord channel, which I'll throw the link in right there. Once again, Archie Pop. I will have a channel set up for items you wish to book, and that's where you guys can throw in your ideas, and then I'm going to be plucking them from there, and we will go from there. And I hope to do a decent video now that I have the ability to use a solid green screen like I am tonight. Or am I? I'm actually at ringside at a WWE show for Dynamite tonight. That makes sense, right? Yeah? But, no, I've been looking forward to doing something like this. And you want to talk about controversial figures? One of the guys I looked up to for videos is Adam Blampied, and what he could do with what culture and how he could book. So I am going to try and do something similar, but not that similar. So I want to make sure I have my own spin on it as well. There's one indie booking that I know will pop the locals, but I'm going to save that one for another day here. Oh, God. Oh, God. Why? Why? We have to come out of a commercial break, and Moxley's pulling a Randy Orton here. Got to put a pin through the ear of Jeff Hardy. Ugh. 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 But I got to give him credit. At least, Hardy's sticking in this right now. Last few weeks, I have not been impressed with Hardy one little bit. It also shows it could possibly be the person that he's working with as well. That could be a case for it. So, like Moxley will get a good match out of a broomstick if he needs to. That's the old cliche, but it is true that there's a reason that Moxley's one of the best in the business, right? No Death Rider, just pile driver. So what do you guys think is the biggest news that's come out this week outside of McMahon, right? The broomstick won't be inebriated, though? Oh, they're going to go to... Okay. I think that Gas South Arena is a little smaller than the rest. So that actually works out really well. I think probably the biggest news coming out this week is the Okada thing, right? Oh, by the way, if you guys are fighting game fans and you're Sting fans, you know the Street Fighter versus AEW shirts that I've been wearing? There is a brand new one available right now. It's JP, the final boss of Street Fighter 6 story mode, World Tour mode, and Sting in a co-shot. So, and they do have a sale right now. Winter 24 is the code for 20% off, I do believe. I am actually going to be ordering that while this video is rendering for YouTube later tonight. But it's only available for a couple days, so the sale, not the shirt. Shirt will be available for a week or so. But I think I'm only missing one or two of those shirts for Street Fighter Cross AEW. So, oh, Hardy taking way too much time as always. Oh, the dirtiest move in wrestling, the rake across the back. Ow. But I would have to, like I was saying, I think Okada officially leaving, not getting a last minute re-signing or anything. I think that might be the biggest news that's come down this week. Ooh, what do I got here? Oh, Jesus, okay. So, I really do have to thank you guys right now. I guess I got a quick announcement here. Twitch just sent me a notification as for being a creator here. I've just hit 2,000 hours as a streamer, so it's one of the milestones they give you in Twitch. And I couldn't have done it without you guys, so thank you once again. I truly do appreciate it. Does anybody here in chat think that Hardy's going to win this at all? It's the only thing I don't like about some of these matches. Thank you, Mr. Vic. I appreciate it. I am working on a few more things. No, he won't. Yeah, exactly. It's like... Thank you, Zoe. I appreciate it. And we're just getting started. There it is. We're done. Unfortunately, they can't see Hardy's eyes closed because he has a second set of eyes that are open on him. And there's the pass out. So, chat, I have to ask you guys, who do you think Adam Page's pick to take on Swerve is going to be tonight in our main event? Because I have a pick. I have a very interesting pick, but I want to see what you guys have for thoughts on that first. Damn it, Zodiac, you steal my thought already. Jeez. It just makes so much sense. Keith Lee, the enemy of Swerve Strickland, the guy that fight has been supposed to be forever, and you want to have the ultimate babyface in Adam Page here? I would say that absolutely have to be the pick here tonight. The only reason I wouldn't pick that is the fact that that's a match you can build up to. Even though we've been building up to it for about 2 years now. Ooh. Hardy's at the point where he's about to snap, and I am loving it. All right, Moxley, get out of the ring. Or we got something else going on here. Ooh. Heel Jeff? Yeah, I think so. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's CMML. Sorry, my bad. So they bring it out. They're bringing out the jobbers. Let's go. Jobber Central. I would assume Kommander is going to be the one. Okay, so 2.0 and Christopher Daniels. Okay. Here's a question for you. Where's Claudio and Wheeler? I know Danielson probably didn't fly in, but geez. Hangman and Toa Liona. That's going to be a fun match. Oh, excuse me, chat. Sorry, I didn't get the mute button up because I was too busy trying to cover my mouth there. I really wonder in Canada what kind of investment's going to happen in AEW starting next year. Because in Canada, for those that don't know, I am from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, home of the infamous Redacted. Up here, we get our AEW coverage on TSN, which is basically our ESPN equivalent up here. However, Rampage and Collision are on the on-demand channel, which BCC probably didn't show because Mox said he's on his own last week. Oh, that makes sense. Glad you keep it up with it, Zodiac. I'm a little off here this week. I know last week I was really off. There was a lot of things there. Canada home to the famous Regina, which rhymes with your favorite name. Sorry, it's the common joke around here. Or sorry, it's your famous activity, not your famous name. So, that's about a 12-hour drive from here there, though, for Regina. Rhymes with... Zodiac, you get that. Thank you. Man, I am so off today when it comes to jokes. I got to go back and read my joke book, I think, somewhere to make things... I should have the... Next week, we're going to have the joke book just sitting right there on the desk, just to be safe. Because we need to get some jokes here. I know last night I was on the NXT roundup with Astrid and 12. Are you sure it isn't 5, but you think it's 12? Something to that effect. But last night I was on the NXT TakeOver show in the chat with Astrid and Ed there, and I was just being a disturber all night, throwing jokes left, right, and center. And by the way, chat, I don't know how many of you guys watched NXT yesterday. How many of you are going to be signing up, if it's actually true, the Girls of Chase U calendar that is supposed to be released starting on Sunday? How many of you buying that? Vic, I'm pretty sure you're down for about 8 copies yourself. Zodiac, I'm not sure about you, but Eric, I'm sure I'll get 2 or 3. They have taken my money. What's happening? Oh, NXT is running a gimmick right now about a university running out of money. So it's a faction basically called Chase U. The guys are talking about everything closing, and then the girls come out and say, no, we got a way to fix this. And they're advertising that they're going to release this Chase U calendar on Sunday. Oh shit, I forgot this was advertised and then taken away. I forgot. I hate to spoil it, but I think Page just sort of spoiled it himself there. Yeah, Swerve's picking Hangman's too. And now that I remember, I'm not going to say it myself right now, but they did put the graphic out last week and then quickly took it down. I honestly don't know how long this match is going to go. I think Toa's a bit of a beast here, but the only thing I'm really disappointed about today is the fact, I guess we get it during the main event, you'll get your dance, so. But I thought maybe we get a double dose of dancing. There we go. The triple Ds, which everybody's a fond of. What's that, Jack? Paige said whole effing exactly, yeah. I didn't want to spoil it, but they put the graphic up last week after the show and then quickly deleted it. So unless that was another red herring like Sports Illustrated got last week, God, that was funny. For those that don't know what I'm talking about here, Justin Purrazzo from Sports Illustrated posted a Rumble results / preview card of WrestleMania. And a couple hours later, it was proven it was sent out just as a straight old red herring to see what kind of to tailor reaction from the media and the public as to what it would be if it was like different. Which we all know the card has to be different now because, well, hell, two of the people that they were going to have on there are either on administrative leave or hurt. That reminds me, I got to work out my tricep here tonight, so, yeah. I'm going to have to bring out the tricep machine here to help me out here tonight. Because you can never have a strong enough tricep. If you guys checked out Drew McIntyre's Instagram, you know exactly what I'm talking about here. Impact and Triple H potentially being on lead. That's big. And honestly, I don't think they would put Triple H on leave. I think they'd outright get rid of him if they're going to get rid of him. They're not going to, there's going to be no middle ground. Mainly because Dana White hasn't been removed or anything. Got to think Drew's re-signing with WWE now if he has already. Maybe not. Like the ultimate troll job would be him throwing out all these insults, and before Punk can get back to get his revenge, he books it. I know that's something I'd love to do. Somebody's egging to get at me, and just as they get a chance to get at me, I leave. What if Tony pitches Drew the main event of All In? Hey, you know what? I'll be honest, I don't see it happening. I can see him pitching a main event spot at All In. Because I'll say it right now, and I've said it for, well, hell, I think I said it in November. My eventual pick for what we're going to have for main event All In is going to be Swerve versus Will Ospreay. I think that Swerve wins it at Double or Nothing, and Ospreay wins it at All In. It just makes so much sense to run that through, right? Like, could you imagine... Oh, that did... That... Ugh. Keith Lee would have done it better. And once again, we're in picture-in-picture. Yeah. But yeah, I could see them pushing a big match on the All-In card. Like even like third main event. Where I think you have to do a semi-main with Jamie Hayter. I would almost say Mercedes Moné, Jamie Hayter could be in there for our for women's title at that point. I still have no doubt that Mercedes is going to show up at AEW. If she was going to show up, it would have been at the Rumble, because it just... Do you debut Return at Mania? I don't think so. WWE could completely screw over everybody and just drive them nuts. You get it set up that there's a mystery opponent for a certain wrestler on the female roster, whether it be a mystery opponent for Rhea, or you could even say Trinity in one way as well. Or even have Trinity need to find a partner for her tag title match. They could even do that. Hell, they got 4 days to do it, so. But, and I say 4 days just because you have the Raw after Mania, then the SmackDown before Mania, which they call WrestleMania SmackDown. Which is a complete load of BS if you ask me, but I digress. Yeah, but like I said, it's almost a guarantee now that Mercedes is going to show up in AEW. Sorry, Twitch is flashing things up at me all the time. I'm like, damn it, just let me stream and enjoy it with you guys. So I'm assuming that the way this is going with both Hangman and Swerve, they're going to have to fight one more. They're going to have to fight one more time if they're not going to fight, if it's not going to be a three-way. Could you imagine it being a three-way match for the title? Oh, here comes that driving headbutt. Oh, I thought he'd be doing a running one by now, but... I love that Aubrey's trying to grab him by the waist and move him out of the way. Like, good luck on that. Okay, let's go. That's gotta hurt. I don't care who you are. Holy crap. Sorry, I know this is normally a wrestling stream, but they said the Flames have sent Elias Lindholm to Vancouver for a package? Okay. Let's go, Flames. You're in the process of tanking right now. Somebody set up a candlelight vigil for some of our Calgary Flames fans here in the chat. So, is he gonna actually get him up for a deadeye here? Nope. Turns into a pedigree instead. What a thrust kick. Hawks taking 2, you won't on tank. Oh. Hell, 2 weeks into the season, I thought the Oilers were tanking. But now look at them. They got a week off here, and then when they come back, they get to go for the NHL all-time ever record for wins in a row. But yeah, ever since Bedard went out, it's been, yeah. Missed that shot. It's not the Buck shot, so... McDavid's like, you know what the funny part is, Zodiac? McDavid's got points, don't get me wrong. But they barely gotten any points compared to some of like the third line players during this streak here. It's been a full team effort. Don't drop a Samoan on his head. That's like Wrestling 102. And toe is bleeding already, so that's always interesting. Discus clothesline. Once again, we're going through all these situations where we just expect, we have expected winners throughout every match here. And ha! Tola just a little bit smarter tonight. But, let's see here. Where are you going? And that's what happens when you screw up. Looks like Page almost Charlotte Flaired himself there. That just reminds me all the time of when Charlotte Flair got injured here. Are you kidding me? Okay. So Tony Khan's going to release the rankings right after, so... You know what? Stick around after me. You guys want to stick around and check out the rankings while we're here? I don't think it should take too long for us to do that. I would assume that they're going to have a tie for first ranking in the heavyweight division. All right, what are the Young Bucks up to now? Somebody didn't open the door for him? Okay, Danielson, throw the fight up. The guy's making like $50 a night and he's got to find $500. All right, here comes Wardlow. Ah, the whole gang's out here tonight. Ah, Dasha screwed up. Dasha called him Mr. Wardlow, Wardlow Mayhem. You know what? Ring announcing is a tough job, and especially in front of that many people. And Wardlow's got that look of you screwed up. Oh, that's interesting. That's different. The red spotlight and... I like that. I like that they changed things up a little bit. So, chat, maybe you can help me out here. Is Kommander officially with Phoenix and Penta? Because, like, it almost seems like Abrahantes has got every... He's like the official Hispanic manager here. He is until Phoenix is back. Ah, very, very fair point. Like, I would say he's also there. Then you got Vikingo as well. I just love listening to Adam Cole and just how convincing he is as a heel right now. And today I was watching videos of Cole ended up screwing up games of Uno of all things. So if you guys haven't checked out the Chugs on Twitch, you're really missing out. Hey, there's the promo. So it's available until Sunday. That's a weird one for them. They usually don't have promos ending on a Sunday. I love the Switchblade jacket. I don't think it's going to be something that fits me too well. Wardlow didn't even have to drop down on that one. God. This should be one segment. See, Shivani's questioning here as you get in here, and he's like, why does Wardlow need 4 people around him? I'm sorry. Why wouldn't you want 4 people around you? If I could get a whole army out there to cheat for me to win, hell, I'd do it. I might not need them, but you know, that's an extra card you can play sometimes. Sorry, I got to do no joke there, for no pun intended. Sorry, all puns intended, I guess. Ew. But, gonna be honest here, would have preferred an extra women's match opposed to this or the opener. I would say opposed to this, yes. Because unless you're gonna have Wardlow in a squash, I really don't need to see him out here right now. The opener, they're doing some character development with Hardy, so I'll forgive it. He actually had a half decent match. At least he's acknowledging the giant screen and him being on it, so that's cool. But yeah, I would love to see more women's wrestling out there, but they got to start booking stuff, right? Oh, and that's why. Well, that's a nice way to do it. You kicked the rope. That's not illegal. Wardlow was smart there. He looked for the corner to make sure he hit it. Because if he hits the ropes, it wouldn't look... He'd probably be in a little bit more trouble in what he was doing. Ow! Yeah, I think Wardlow got a knee in the throat there, legit. Yep. He got a knee right in the throat. All right, this is over. Tour of the Islands. Shout out to Jeff Cobb on that. You can even see the look on Wardlow's face. He like, ugh. Oh, he fucked his knee up or his ankle. All right, here we go. Another injury. That's a pretty body slam. Yeah, that's the... that body slam is known as the Tour of the Islands. Jeff Cobb in New Japan is the one who patented that one, I do believe. Also as Matanza in Lucha Underground. Oh. Ah, and here come the best friends. I was going to say, Orange Cassidy coming out by himself. Ugh. Wardlow knows. Yep. Yeah, you could tell. How's the first hour Dynamite been? Not going to say it was over the moon. We got into a lot of interesting discussions, but we had Jeff Hardy versus Moxley. Had Adam Page versus Toa Liona in a pick your poison match. And we just finished up with Kommander and Wardlow, and it looks like Wardlow might have blew his knee out. So, looks like that might be a situation. But yes, Vic, to copy you there. Kommander! I'm glad that Straga's still going there, right? This angle's cursed. I think so. It's got to be the full angle here, but the only reason we're saying this is because on the final powerbomb, you could tell that Wardlow couldn't get his whole the arms up because he does the last ride version, and normally he'll do one or two. He just stumbled to the corner to the ropes and dropped them, and then just went for a quick cover. So, and then after the match, when he skipped out, he was slamming his hands on the steps and getting all frustrated because as he was hobbling out, you could tell. You could tell it is like Wardlow just can't get ahead. And it's weird. Like, so many injuries just pop up so randomly. It's scary. Well, hell, look at Punk. He shows up for one match and he's gone now for another 9 months. The way things are going, Punk could probably have a 45-year career in wrestling because he only has to wrestle once every 8 months because he keeps getting injured. Hopefully it's nothing serious. We'll be back in 4 to 6. Yeah. I got a feeling we'll probably find out by Monday. They won't say anything now because they got the Rampage tapings on Friday, and usually they don't try to bring up news about Dynamite on Collision Day on Saturday. I will say that. Speaking of Saturday, I do have to laugh a little bit when it comes to some of the reports that have been going out. They talk about, the Royal Rumble having the biggest attendance ever, or the biggest viewership ever of a WWE show, which I guarantee you they got an extra bump during that press conference. But they were also talking about Collision having the smallest, or second smallest viewership ever, the smallest ever on a Saturday. To which my answer is, no Sherlock. Jesus. What did you expect? Against the pay-per-view like that, one of the big two, you're not going to get anybody watching Collision out, regardless how great it is. It's going to be on PVR at best. I know Adam was talking about age with Punk. I don't think it's his age. I think it's bodies is trashed. I've always been a fan of road calluses. Like, once you get into a routine, you build up a little scar tissue, you build up a little bit of immunity, you build up a little bit more ascertainment to dealing with situations like this. And the fact that he's been off for so long, so repeatedly, until you get enough reps in, you're not gonna be successful in staying healthy. Man, did you guys remember that Revolution match? All right. Oh, I love it. I love the points of the champions here. I'll get to your guys' comments here in one sec here. I love Ricky rolling his eyes back in his forehead. All right. It's all about respect. It's all about blah. Yeah. All right, I like this. All right, so they're holding up here, right? Never saw Darby get in Sting's face. There was a couple times when Sting was giving up on himself and Darby just pulled him up by the bootstraps kind of thing here, so. I remember Talker taking about Jericho as one of the best in terms of injury due to his routine. Wonder what he's doing because Jericho is almost never hurt. Yeah, exactly. Like, well, he also wrestles smart. He knows what bumps to take, what actions to do. And he doesn't... You notice Jericho will very rarely extend himself outside his limits. I got a feeling it's just not in the cards for him to do that. Like, hell, he gets a pop out of a song he sang. And he's carried that into a resurgence of his career. And then DBS, that's it. Punk has worked 2 matches since Wembley Joe match and was thrust into a high-intensity spot. It's tough. Yeah, exactly. Like, you just can't turn this on from 0 to 100 right away, right? Like, hell, that's the whole reason this whole channel was made originally. Because I know I've told this story a few times, but for the new people that are in here, the whole reason my Twitch channel started is because it was the pandemic. I was doing commentary for Clandestine, but they didn't have anything. So it's hard to get back into it. It's hard to get the vocal, like, your voice does go after you talk nonstop for a certain amount of time. So the best way to stay in it is just to keep yourself going, and that's why I set up this Twitch for originally. Now it's morphed into something completely different, and like I said, we just hit 2,000 hours streaming here tonight as part of tonight's Dynamite show. And I did love, by the way, speaking of Kyle Fletcher here, that match the survival match that he used to get the title, absolutely loved it. Loved every part of that match. That whole show from Ring of Honor was absolutely amazing. But I want you to take a look, especially during these matches here with Jericho. Does he do anything outside the norm? That was a very interesting Michinoku driver here as we go along. The reason I say interesting is more often than not, you're running into it, not running back from it as the guy who's doing it. So, Crowder, thanks to you, we are officially over 1/3 of the way towards the How the Ref Will Book Challenge completion here. And we're going to keep going until we hit it. So I found out we can renew these challenges for extra time. Love how he's not dealing with Fletcher, he's just dealing with Callis. So you want to talk about somebody who's taking advantage of an injury here. You got to talk about Kyle Fletcher as well, because Mark Davis, his tag partner, is probably going to be out for another 5-6 months, where he took out his wrist during the last during that tag match at All In, I do believe it was. Who's bleeding already? Oh. I see Aubrey's got the gloves on. That's the only reason I mentioned that. Ha! The British FU, I love it. So for those that aren't familiar, this is the British FU. Sort of like a salute to the Queen. There's a difference between this and this when it comes to saluting the Queen and giving her the proper respect she deserves. Well, it's relative, of course, you know, dealing with politics, which I really don't, you know, I don't think we should get into too much here yet. All right, well, I was talking about moves that Jericho shouldn't be doing, and then all of a sudden, oh my God. Really? Really? Please, no politics. Yeah, we'll stay out of those. It's bad enough we're having to deal with post-show press conferences these days. I really do hope, and I sincerely say this right now, if you want to do post-show stuff, have it during the show where wrestlers just show up at a spot and people get to interview them quick. Or like everybody gets a certain wrestler and they get to ask about 3-4 questions. Just get rid of the pressers right now because the pressers aren't helping anybody. The only thing the pressers are helping right now is the certain IWC members that show off certain clips and certain points and they want to go off on a certain topic specific to them. Like hell. Between Tony Khan wearing a fuzzy hat trying to talk about women's safety and Triple H basically sloughing off all the Vince McMahon allegations, are these press conferences really doing anything to help the product? Either get a PR department that's going to help you fix this stuff or don't do them at all. I know they're trying to copy New Japan when doing them, but New Japan's done them enough, and they have a different political climate. They have a different socio-climate when it comes to dealing with these interviews. Like, personally, I would just wish they would just get rid of them, like, altogether. It just makes more sense that way. I personally love these press conferences, especially the AEW ones, because they're wild of unpredictability. I get it. And that's... You take the good with the bad, right? Because, you know, sometimes you'll just get... Well, hell. You'll get Tony Storm going off on a tangent in character, which is absolutely spectacular. That's a plus. You got CM Punk going off about muffins and crap in the back. There's your minus. In WWE, you had a Triple H session. That was a minus. You got Cody and Jey Uso hanging out, basically having a stogie after they had a few beverages. That's a plus. I get the unpredictability. It actually is a lot of fun. But I think in this climate right now, people are just looking for blood that much more. Oh, I love that brain buster right there. Wrestling is entertainment. Get rid of the dressers. It's theater. Get scheduled interviews with trusted names. Avoid the BS. Exactly. Like, there's the shirt I was talking about, by the way, in the bottom corner there. My personal feeling is... Oh, the other thing I was going to mention, a lot of people were talking about how many people showed up at the presser. WWE actually it was part of their VIP experience when they paid that they could show up for the presser. So that's why there were so many people there, is because they had people who were able to attend the press conference because they bought the VIP package. Not to say the issues aren't serious, but wrestling isn't serious. It's fun. And that's the problem. People are taking wrestling way too seriously these days. And that's what I like about the atmosphere we have here. Like, we'll talk about stuff and we'll give our opinions about how the stuff is running or whatnot. But for the most part, we're just here to enjoy some matches. And that's actually the reason why, if I had to pick between the two, right now I'm going with AEW, is the fact that more consistently than not, there are decent matches here on AEW per time. Like, don't waste my time. That's the biggest thing. Like there was a running joke going on Saturday that the entrances for the Fatal 4-Way were going to take all the way to WrestleMania 50. Callis, get in there and cheat somehow. That's what you're supposed to do. I always get a kick out of these wrestlers that, you know they're clearly close enough to the ropes, but they're saying, what a kick. Callis has got to be sitting back and just saying, yeah, I got a star on my hands here. So since we got Fletcher in here and we got Callis and all that, what do you guys think is going to happen with Will Ospreay when he comes in? Is he going to be on his own with a complete rewrite of his character in terms of what he did in AEW? Or is he going to be another member of the Callis family? If AEW wants to have fun, have a match on their next pay-per-view where the entrance is 7 minutes long and the actual match lasts 30 seconds. I don't want to suggest that, Zodiac, because that's going to end up being what they're going to do with the women's match.
No, please, no.
You want a third women's match? That's how you get one on there. But I could also see them wanting to stretch last show because they were trying to get to... they want to get to the 4 matches that they had. They had lots of time to breed them out. So AEW's got like, what, 25 matches a card? You'd use Danhausen? Hey, that would make a lot of sense. Because he would come in and show off everything, and then all of a sudden... match starts, he gets run into by a boot, and that's it, right? So are we going to get this? What the f... That's unique. All right, you want to see moves that you haven't seen before? That's one. I've never seen that. I don't want to say that was like that almost looked like an Avalanche Falcon Arrow in a way. I know they called it a brain buster, but Jericho's body was flat. I was going to say, there's no way they're going to do that twice. Uh-oh. Jericho out on the wrong side of town. All right, well, we might get a count out here. What is Jericho doing? Is this flying double axe handle going to work? Oh, my. All right, Jericho found out what they're doing in WWE 2K24. Is Jericho just mocking WWE 2K24 here? I think that might be the biggest announcement for us this week. Is the fact 2K24 is coming out in just over a month's time. But one of the things that is coming up as part of 2K24 now is what they call super finishers. If you finish all 3 bars... Uh-oh. Is Jericho doing his hair like 2K24 Bailey? They look like they both have the same hairline. Bailey versus 2K model is my feud of the year so far. I think we'll go with that one there. No, so if you guys haven't heard about the super finisher, I was getting there. If you get all 3 bars for your finisher bar setup, it will it'll allow you to do what's called a super finisher, which means you can do like an avalanche Storm Zero off the top rope, or it's a super version of the move that you can do now. So super pedigree, the Pepsi plunge, in other words, for CM Punk. So let me guess, the women aren't going to get any time here tonight again because Jericho ran long. The music might have changed, but they still got one of the greatest entrances ever. As is traditional Dynamite, yeah, unfortunately. So they're going to come out and cut a promo about the Undisputed Kingdom. Just don't make this a long promo, guys. Make it short, make it quick. Get the women some time here. Eventually, these guys are going to go at each other, and it's, yeah. All right, let's get this going. Let's get this over with here. So, yo, let's go. To be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder why AEW doesn't make Rampage an all-women's wrestling show. They have more than enough women on the roster to facilitate and gives a Rampage reason to exist. Rampage has been pulling out some, I'll be honest, in terms of banger matches, Rampage and Collision seem to be delivering better than... They found Cordblade, all right. All right. I'm sure they're bangers on Rampage, but there's literally zero relevancy to the show. Yeah, fair enough. This is the part where I'm just like, what? Why? Hope you guys have a point here. All right, I like that joke. I like that joke. A little dirty humor. Okay. This was a waste of 5 minutes. Well, we'll see what happens here, but would have been nice to use that for something else. This is something you do before the show or after the show just to fire up the crowd a little bit. In between shows, you know, because you got Rampage after. But yeah, Crowder, I definitely do see your point here. Turning Rampage into an all-women's show is something they did discuss quite a bit a while ago here. You never know, it might happen still. I'm really excited for the fact that you're having an all-women's show down in Australia here in April here. Getting a chance to show off the women that work down there. I know that we've actually had a couple from Australia come work up here besides all the aforementioned WWE stars that we've seen here for so long. Because a lot of them would go to the Storm Academy, and then if you work in the Storm Academy, essentially you work the Alberta Indies for 1 year just to get your feet wet after the classes for the most part. You either work RCW or PWA depending on how well you did in this class. Now that Lance is in training, it's all different ball wax up here, but it's still great wrestling regardless. Regardless of what promotion you're looking at, we still get good wrestling here every weekend here on the indie scene. But yeah, some way to book an all-women's show, that would actually be... It would actually be really sick if they would be able to do that. That might end up being one of those that I have to book. Or how Mike would book an all-women's starting an all-women's promotion. And who would I pick to lead the charge about that? We'd end up having a whole bunch of different scenarios come up, different storylines, and it would be nice to get a pay-per-view and all that as well. But yeah, just a heads up for you guys, just so you know, I have already pre-ordered the deluxe edition of 2K24. Once it gets out, we will start up the GM mode ASAP. I know last time we tried doing the showcase mode, and I need some practice on the game before I feel comfortable getting on here and doing that. But the GM mode, let's just get at her. So once that's released here in early March, we are going to be on here doing the GM mode and see how things go there with the addition of the 2 additional matches. the ambulance match, and the special referee match. Oh, thanks, Crowder. Yeah, and the only difference is last time I think we just did one season. I think we're probably going to do a little bit more going forward. It's also a night where we can sit back and talk wrestling all the way across, right? Like, as much as we're watching different matches, we can also talk about current things in wrestling and whatnot. And I watched Toni Storm, and always the one thing that comes to mind, I know that I'm a horrible person for it, but the last thing that ever happened to WWE with her is she got a cream pie in her face. You tell me Vince McMahon didn't have a point to do in that one. The one thing I am really happy about here with Deonna is the fact she just got so much confidence now. Like, she's taking that boss mentality to another level. All puns intended, of course. But yeah, Deonna, I'm guessing, will win this over Taya, unless Mariah gets involved. I think we are going to get set up for a Mariah versus Deonna. That was funny. Tony wasn't here last week, and Ian Riccaboni was covering due to illness. I love that. I don't know if you guys have seen Ring of Honor, how much you watch of it. I'll be honest, I'm probably, at this point, unless I'm covering something, I might actually cancel my Ring of Honor subscription just because there's nothing that's keeping me there, and I could probably use it for better things. But one of the highlights right now of Ring of Honor is watching Johnny TV and Dalton Castle and a lot of their gimmicks that are going through right now. Basically, the story is Dalton wants a match with Johnny, but the only way that Stokely will give him the match is if Johnny agrees to it. And Johnny basically is under no circumstances giving him that match. And every time that Dalton shows up and wants to try to interfere, saying Johnny's always doing some stupid parkour thing to get out of it. I know they did one visual effect where Johnny flipped over and then ended on the ground, and they had a little string tied to his back so they could literally drag him out of the scene. Like a little invisible string so they could pull him back and then behind the curtain. It's hilarious stuff if you get a chance to see it at all. Like I said, the biggest problem I have right now and the most worry I have is just Taya did not have a good match last time. Last time out, she just didn't gel well with Britt, which Britt's one of those that's sort of like Mox and works pretty well with most people. Well, we'll see. We do have half an hour left, and we only have 2 matches, so hopefully these ladies should get a little bit of time here as we're going along. And the crowd's still decently into it, which I'm really happy about tonight. Last week seemed like a Corpus Christi time of crowd. If you guys have watched WWE, you know what Corpus Christi's all about. Tying a little bit of shock here, huh? Nice little spear there, reversal. I will say the camera angle sort of helped that spear because I was being a little facetious at that point. Oh, goody. Chinos, how you doing, miss? Or ma'am? Hope you're doing well tonight. I'm doing good. How you enjoying AEW Dynamite tonight? Oh, sorry, gotta hit the mute here.
One more for the good guys.
Once again, thank you to joining in the Players Pit. Hope you're enjoying everything here and enjoy the amenities, enjoying the friendship. Don't drink the punch because I think McGee ended up spiking it, so just be careful on that. So, but yeah, enjoying a decent, I would say a decent show. Some of the things the booked we questioned a little bit, sort of like the that last segment where we had the Bang Bang Scissor Gang out here for no apparent reason. The Jeff Hardy Mox match, I would have to say, was pretty deep. Was okay. Better than what we've seen out of Jeff Hardy in a while here. Wardlow versus Kommander was longer than it should have been, but unfortunately it looks like Wardlow's injured. Swerve versus Toa Liona was actually pretty good. Jericho and Fletcher, well, Jericho's Jericho. The number of shenanigans was, I would say it was on the low scale compared to the high scale. Well, we're going to have to come up with a scale for that here to put up. But other than that, yeah, it's like this women's match has turned out pretty decent. Which I think you would expect with two people that know each other as well as Taya and Deonna. Because I don't know if they were worked together in Ring of Honor version 1 or if it was just an Impact. But I'm pretty sure they had a few matches in Impact, if not Impact Knockouts Championship matches. And yes, I still say Impact because at the time they were there, it was still Impact. I know it's changed to TNA, which I'm very happy about. But how are you doing tonight, Chinos? I know you just popped in here, and thank you once again for the chat. I just hope everybody's doing well tonight. Like, it's the end of January. Things are starting to get crazy. We're up here in Alberta, and it's +4 outside on January 31st, which it really should be about -15, -20. Definitely worked a fair amount in TNA. Yeah, like that's what I like to see here is the fact that they got two wrestlers that know each other very well and did a lot of great matches. Because if I do remember, I think it was Deonna that beat Taya for the Knockouts Championship first, for Deonna's first reign. Because I'm sure the second reign was against Jordan. I love Tony. She just throws out the random jokes there. I got some beats today. I don't know why I got them, but I did. Ow. Taya didn't get full extension on that Blue Thunder Bomb. Queen Aminata's getting a ton of matches now that she's been signed. Oh my. I'm sorry, but if you guys heard if you're Tony Storm on commentary, I have to throw one of these in. Oh God, this woman is brutal. Aminata looks solid. Yeah, absolutely. Like, she is one of those that it's taken a while, but there's a diamond that we can look at here. You love how the filter changes automatically? That's like some AI stuff there. That's just when they change over the filter exactly at that point. That's pretty amazing. Ow. AEW production. I praise you. I give you credit. I give you all the flowers in the world for being great. And you pull that finish. God dang it. Find the... When somebody's going to tap out, let them tap out, then go look for Tony and her yippee yap. Like, seriously. We're going to get enough of Tony Storm and Deonna there going forward here, but... I love the fact that Renee looks like she's been paid to do that. Okay. Okay. Well, at least Renee knows to make call the right names for the Bucks, right? Because she doesn't want to get fined. Pulls the Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined. But yeah, we just got our main event left, and they're going to give... Well, looks like we're actually going to finish on time for once, I would think. Unless we're going to get another interview segment coming in, so... Once again, everybody, thank you for stopping by here. And just so we don't get interference with the main event, I'm just going to run some quick ads right now and Usually they just pop on the bottom of the screen, but if just so we can watch the entire main event together, just want to do this right now here. So, and for those that aren't on ads, we're still here. It just helps push everything up here. And I've always been a proponent of, if you don't want ads, get the Twitch Turbo, because it's definitely worth it. But either way, while we got this last full commercial break before our main event, I'll give you a rundown on what's coming up here on the stream. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to move into Tekken. Tekken 8, we just played the story mode last Saturday. Last Friday we played the story mode. Now we're going to get into a few more matches. Might go back into the arcade mode to do a little practice there. But then, and then Saturday night, unfortunately I work Friday night, so I won't be able to do it. But Saturday night, we have Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That is going to be up on Saturday night. Looking forward to it. We're going to see what happens. It's a co-op shooter, so co-op shooters are either great or horrible. And yeah, I don't have a co-op as of yet. We might look to getting some together here, but definitely looking forward to seeing what they got for the game. And then Sunday, as per viewers' request, Mutant League Football is going to be coming up this Sunday on the Twitch channel here. It's the Xbox One version of Mutant League Football. We played a little bit last year, but we'll see how it rolls out here when it comes to different rules for games, sort of like what the Pro Bowl is doing. So next couple of Sundays, we're going to try and get some football streams in here. That will be a later stream because of NXT Vengeance Day. I do want to catch a little bit of that before we start, so stay tuned to the X machine. We get Joe on commentary again. Joe just looks so dapper everywhere he goes. See, I'm not the only one to get my plugs out before we go. It's also AEW here. Eddie Kingston and Brian Keith. That's going to be fun. Oh, sorry guys. Got to get ready for it. My bad. Here we go. So if you didn't hear, Prince Nana has been voted as the Fightful Select Manager of the Year this year, which beat out Heyman, which I'm surprised. What? I don't dance without Nana out here. All right, well, sorry folks, sorry to disappoint you. That sucks. Nana, hopefully, let's hope Nana feels better, so we'll get him back later. You can still dance. You don't need not. I don't know. You know, it just doesn't feel the same. I'll get it in real quick. There you go, Zodiac. It just doesn't feel the same. It's sort of like you're dancing with a friend when you're doing it with somebody else. You do it yourself, it just, ugh. Yeah. they spoiled this on X last weekend and then quickly deleted it. It's kind of like, well, yeah. Van Dam looks like looks in such great shape. Like, seriously. Shadowboxing. Well, with me, it's a little bit shadowboxing. I'm gonna do the fist. This is just back and. Yeah, I can see where you're going with that. Unfortunately, you need like a 3D camera on me here. I was just looking through the screen myself here, so. Joe getting fired up. This is going to be fun. Okay. Joe's laughing so hard too. This is great. Looks like he's gotten in great shape since his debut here. Abso-freaking-lutely. Like, in many ways, he can't move that well, but still. Like, actual walking and whatnot, it just doesn't seem like he has. He has a lot of pain when he walks, but at the same time, he can still get some grit off here. This is me playing 2K24. Just let's spam the same move over and over. Better yet, more like me playing Fight Forever because I only got 5 moves. But yeah, he looks in fantastic shape here. Trying to tell the cameraman to get the hell out of the way. Gotta love how the crane cam's just perfectly set up right there, right? Well, you know, the crowd was going to get into it eventually with something. I'm almost thinking you're not going to get tables tonight. That's a nice little variation there. You're not going to do your spinning wheel leg drop onto the apron with that size of space out there on the floor. Yeah, I'm with Taz. I'm like, you never lost it. You never lost it. All right. Swerve didn't make it all the way out, but that's okay. Is he going to try this? I thought there was no way. As the fan gets beaten up on ringside for getting hit from Strickland. Okay. He got it. Whew. Nice. I didn't think he'd get that extension like that. They just keep showing Joe just, yeah. Beat him up. I love this here, and I hope you guys are enjoying tonight's Dynamite. Like I said, there's that cheap shot again. That's twice we've seen that cut off. The first time was on Wardlow. And they screwed up on the graphic again. This is not AEW Homecoming. That was last week. Or a couple weeks ago. Back in Daly's place. Oh, thank you, Chinos. I appreciate you hanging around here while you did, and thank you for the follow once again. No, you got to head out. You know, life's busy these days, and I'm glad you stopped in and said hi, and we'll be back on tomorrow afternoon with some Tekken 8. And I can't wait. We're going to get some WWE 2K24 content on here. And I know last year I wanted to do an EFED. I would love to see if I can get one done this year, but so many things on the go. I want to make sure I get organized here. So, but thank you once again for the follow. Once again, thank you everybody for hanging out here tonight. Ton of fun. And of course, here comes the table, which is already pre-broken. Somebody unscrewed something they weren't supposed to in this one, so. Kick to the face. Van Dam's trying to get the announce team to try to do the RVD thing. And even Joe's just, no, get the hell out of here. Go win the match. It's interesting how they did the cutoff in picture-in-picture, right? Oh, this is going to suck. Throw that chair right in the corner there. Joe's really pulling for RVD in this one. It's almost as if Joe's a little scared of RVD. Or not RVD, Strickland. Which makes sense, because like I said, I believe the Double or Nothing opponent for Joe is going to be Strickland, and that's when he's going to win the title. Oh, Rob's knee buckled there. Uh-oh. Little rolling thunder there. You gotta love when they blast out the old hits, right? And Joe's just grinning from ear to ear. That's awesome. Oh, here we go. Another knee? I don't know. Strickland looked like he was holding his knee there for a second. Maybe that was just instinct because the chair touched his knee a little bit. Oh, God. No, that's not good. At least RVD managed to put the chair the right way. Yeah, it was a great counter there. Go. What in the world? Oh, here we go. Ramsberg, hold that chair. Oh, God, here we go. This is how we're going to end it real quick. Oh! That's how you make a name for yourself. Jesus! You ain't holding back on those chair shots. This might be a collision match coming. Oh, this is where they chant. All right, this is where Swerve gets his win. Little block of a half an... Oh! So they might end up going into overtime. Okay. Makes sense. I think AEW will go into extra time consistently at 5 minutes every week. Just because people are turning into the next show, they're going to... But overall, I'd have to say, you know, this match made up for a lot of what we missed earlier in terms of quality and a lot of things. Moxley and Hardy was serviceable. Deonna and Taya was really decent outside of that one camera shot. Jericho Fletcher was a typical Jericho match. Van Dam's going through that table. He has to. Oh, and here comes the punt. The stomp on the chair. Wow. Yeah, he hit that. He hit those stairs. I love Joe's reasoning for this. Whoa! Yeah, I thought Van Dam was going. Jesus. Snuck over the 5-star, though. This is going to be rough. Oh, and he hit the... That was smart. House call with a chair. That was... What? RVD's got some guts. Van Dam blocking. That's cool. We're in 1 minute over already, so... Smart move. Swerve, hurry up! Van Dam getting that... Because you're making Van Dam look stupid there. But Van Dam looked absolutely excellent there. Oh, and here comes Page. And he's got a mic. All right. This better be quick, whatever it is. All right. Oh. All right, Evil Joker coming out. Okay. This is how we're going to get one more match with these two? Now Joe's loving it. He's like, yeah, let these two beat the hell out of each other. What? What the hell's going on next week? There's got to be some sporting thing going on next week, or political thing, or something going on. Like, look at next week's lineup. No, Tony. No, Tony. Don't do it. Don't do it, Tony. Tony, you Ah! Sorry, I gotta get the earbud back in. I just use it for alerts, so it's not that bad, but Tony did the thing that it's... Where is it here? That card next week looks absolutely insane. But Tony, do not come out and say you have a big announcement. Every time you do this, it just turns into absolute crap. And all you do is get crapped on because you have such a big announcement, it ends up being almost nothing. Tony, if you have a big announcement this week, you better show up and show off. That's all I got to say. If you have a big one, you better make sure it is a big one. I would have to say a Monet signing, a TV deal, a streaming deal. It's got to be worth it. Just this little bit that you're talking about, half the time when he comes up with a special announcement, nah, at best. But look at that card we got next week. Big announcement, AEW will now be selling yogurt at every event. It won't be ice cream bars, it'll be yogurt. Here's another one for you. How about AEW gets CM Punk back because the warranty, the money back guarantee for the WWE signed since Punk's injured, his contract's void and he has to go back to AEW.
You idiot.
Forget I mentioned that one. That was just dumb. But CM Punk was a psyop. I got a feeling the announcement's probably going to be even more of a deal with CMLL probably, and they're going to Mexico or something to that effect with CMML being there next week to take on the Blackpool Combat Club. Like, hello. We got that. We got... they didn't announce a women's match, but I'm sure they got something cooked up. I hope, at least. After what happened tonight and Deonna got that victory, we got to be a step closer. It's almost inevitable now that it's going to be Deonna and Tony at Revolution. I think that's pretty much obvious here. But yeah, like I was saying this week, it's one of those are we there yet kind of shows this week. Next week, nobody's going to be saying, are we there yet? Because we definitely are going to be there. Because that card looks stacked. Like, not just even a little bit stacked. That looks really stacked. And I'm just looking forward to it here.